like to say good afternoon to all, and thank you for your attendance at today's Coco-Pallet Conference, and welcome. In the next hour, you will hear about an exciting project of turning a waste product into a profitable venture. In the essence of time, we will have a frequently asked questions after the presentation by our team. Additionally, this conference will be recorded for the benefit of those who cannot attend and will be forwarded to each of all the participants. I think at this time I would like to introduce myself. And my name is Odalis Perez. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Coconut Investment Group here in Costa Rica. My background is in sales, research and development, real estate, and coconut farming here in beautiful Costa Rica. Before I get to introductions, there is a very special person that has joined us today. And this is Costa Rica's ambassador to Germany, the Honorable Antonio Lemons is with us today. Antonio?
Nice to meet you all, and thank you for the invitation as well. And certainly we're looking forward to not only get to know more about your extremely interesting project, but profitable as well, but to know that there's a humongous potential all over the place for your product is not only a major goal for Costa Rica, but also for the world to use also a sub-product like the one you're using right now. Thank you a lot for your invitation. I am myself designated ambassador to Germany. I just came from Costa Rica to Germany, but I'm more willing to say an ambassador to propose this as strategic as possible to our country, since it's a mandatory effort, to make the most out of our country and our potentials.
Thank you
for the invitation.
Joining us also is the rest of the Coconut Investment Group team based here in Costa Rica, the USA, and we have also our technical support team from Shanghai and Vietnam. I would like to start now with introducing our Coconut Investment Group attorney, Leo Salazar.
Okay, thank you, Odalis and all. It's a pleasure to be here, and of course, very excited to hear about this project, and also to be here in case any legal question might arise. Will be my pleasure to help you in all those matters.
Thank you, Leo. Now we have Luis Guillermo Rodriguez, Coconut Investments Group accountant, and I will translate for Luis. Luis.
Disculpen, un gusto para mí. Mi nombre es Luis Guillermo Rodríguez. Pues soy el contador del grupo. Me encargo de todo lo que es la parte de cumplimiento también por acá y organizar un poco las cosas en cuanto a esa línea. Pues yo tengo alrededor de 10, 12 años de trabajar la parte de contabilidad, finanzas y todo lo que es desarrollo de proyectos de inversión acá en Costa Rica de diferentes tipos. Entonces, pues para mí es un gusto estar acá, ayudarlos y poderlos pues acompañar, ¿verdad? En lo que necesiten. Un gusto, de verdad.
Thank you, Luis. Well, Luis says that he's good afternoon to all. It's a pleasure for him to be here and be part of the staff and the team that is working and has designed this initiative. In addition to being the accountant of Coconut Investment Group and advisor, I am a professional accountant with a specialty in taxes, as well as a specialist in the evaluation of investment and development projects. I have more than 10 years of developing investment projects and financial evaluations. And in addition to currently being an advisor to more than 50 clients, including cooperatives and conventional commercial companies, I am at your disposal to be able to help you in clarifying any questions related to this project. Now, next, I would like to introduce to all our USA team, and I will start with our US Sales Director for Coconut Investment Group, Mr. Mitch Mejia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our meeting, and pleasure to meet you all. Basically, I'm in charge of sales here, not only in the northern hemisphere, but obviously as we expand the operations throughout the world, based on my experience and time that I've spent, whether it be overseas or here in the North American markets. Really excited about this opportunity, and definitely looking forward to taking this incredible project, globally, to help everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Next, we have Anthony Cuomo, our Coconut Investment Group Head of Logistics. Anthony.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony Cuomo. My background is in logistics, and I'm also an entrepreneur. I currently coordinate shipments for Coconut Investment Group for coconut water to the United States. This includes monitoring and tracking the shipments by container from the port of Cadera and Limon. I forward the progress of the shipments to the prospective clients daily. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Presenting now, I'd like to introduce our marketing directors, Marissa and Marianela Gonzalez. Ladies.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Marianela, Marissa, and we will be handling the marketing and promotion of this beautiful venture that we are about to embark. We have background in TV, radio, broadcasting, and marketing. So we are extremely excited to be sharing to the world what we have going on here in Costa Rica.
Thank you, ladies. Now, also joining us from Shanghai, I want everybody to know, for those of you that don't know, it is 3 a.m. in Shanghai. We have our technical support team, Mr. Robin Wu, and we also have Amy Lee, and she's in Vietnam from Pallet Mac. Welcome, Robin.
Hello, everyone. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's early morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to, I'm very happy to introduce to provide the technical support from China. We are so excited to have all of you to introduce this project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin. How about Amy?
Hello, everyone. This is Amy from Shanghai Pallets Machinery Company. It's my pleasure and be here to meet you all. And we are I'm in charge of the overseas market of the pallet machinery solutions, and been working with Nelson for the project for over 1 year. And our company specialized on the waste recycling business since 2010. Like using the coconut husk with wood to make pallets. So we hope we can do this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have Humberto Chang, Coconut Investments Group Head of Farm Operations here in Costa Rica. I also will be translating for Mr. Chang.
Hey, first of all, sorry for my bad English, but I will try. Okay, my name is Humberto Chang. I'm in charge of all the farms belongs to SIG. I have more than 15 years experience planting and producing coconut seed. In our farm, we produce the real dwarf coconut. Okay, so in that way, we can guarantee that what we are planting. Okay, and if you want to taste the sweetest coconut water in the world, I invite you to come to Costa Rica to taste one of our coconut in our plantation. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Humberto. I also would like to add that Humberto is really the foremost expert here in Costa Rica and does magic with his techniques. And also, it's very important, the beautiful soil, the earth that we have here in Costa Rica that produces these beautiful sweet coconuts. And he has invited all of you to come and visit. And this is one of the things that makes Costa Rica such an amazing country. Next, I would like to introduce our head of IT here in Costa Rica. Right next to me is Dan Fleetwood.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan Fleetwood. I have been coming to Costa Rica for like 9 years so far, and then like I just fell in love with the place, and it ended up meeting Nelson Dallas years ago, and we've been working on a lot of projects together. And so I have a background in marketing, operations, business development. So I've been doing a lot of things with all that, and so I'm helping them across the board. But right now, my main focus is on the IT side.
Thank you, Dan. All right, and next I would like to introduce Nelson Perez, our Chief Operating Officer of Coconut Investment Group, Costa Rica. Nelson?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nelson Perez, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for Coconut Investment Group here in Costa Rica. I have a background in education. Also, I have a background in marketing. I'm an entrepreneur, and then farming out here in Costa Rica. Why don't we get started? First, I think it's important for everybody to know. The big question is, who is Coconut Investment Group? Coconut Investment Group is the largest coconut cooperative in Central America, with about 452 acres, with over 72,000 young dwarf green coconuts planted. Currently, we have approximately 54 acres currently in production, with sales nationally to brands such as Walmart and every Walmart affiliated brands. Additionally, Coconut Investment Group supplies many of the local markets and supermarkets. We are 100% planted, with most acres producing within a year and a half to 2.5 years. Coconut Investment Group's reputation has exceeded expectations, as we are considered an innovator with our advanced planting methodology, which has gotten interest from as far away as Colombia and Guatemala in learning from us, and praised by the Minister of Agriculture of Costa Rica how we do it and how quickly we do it and how efficiently we do it. So we've been a model for the Ministry of Agriculture in regards to planting. As important as anything else that we do, and all of our people that are with us know our involvement in the Limon community. We have projects ongoing for the betterment of our neediest citizens. Coconut Investment Group is involved in our elementary school and healthcare. We have just completed phase one. Phase one was the procurement and the planting of our farms. Now we are turning to phase two. As our coconuts are sold to processing plants, there's major issues for them, and same thing with the harvesters as what to do with the waste. The waste in this case is the cocoa husk. The husks are left basically to rot on the fields or on the side of the road. We in Costa Rica cannot burn. We're not allowed by the government to burn any kind of material, including the cocoa husk. Our project is proposing to turn this waste material into pallets. Cocoa husk pallets are classified as pressed wood or plant fiber molded industrial plain pallets. Normally, wood chips, plant straws are the raw material. However, we propose to use coconut husk as they were tested and added to a wide range of materials that can be used for making cocoa husk pallets. These pallets are made with a cocoa husk, which is an excellent source for their manufacture. The cocoa husk pallets have a smooth surface. There's no slats, so there's no indentations. So it's a smooth surface. The bearing force balance is both vertically and horizontally. There are different types of pallets for those that don't know. We will be able to produce a 4-entry single-face pallet, a double layer pallet, a 2-way entry, and a pallet without bottom skid, which can meet many kinds of transportation requirements. We will have the mold to fit the needs of our clients. Our process dries the chips to below 8% moisture. Then we mix them with a thermal setting resin, put the mixture into a metal mold, and keep pressing them for 7 minutes at 200 degrees centigrade. The process is high temperature and pressure, which means that any insect or bacteria will be instantly eliminated. Simultaneously, the density is high, which prevents breeding. Again, it's literally impossible. Our pallets are completely exempt from ISPM 15 regulations and are allowed to move freely between the US, the Americas, EU countries, literally around the world without any additional treatment or markings. So let's look at what the cost of a wood pallet is in Costa Rica. Chiquita, Dole, Del Monte, La Paz, Florida Beverage, all of them use well over 100,000 pallets a month. 90% of those pallets are produced in Guatemala with wood, of which 10% thus come from Costa Rica from wood growing farms. However, the problem with the wood is, as you all know, if you bought a sheet of plywood within the last year or so, and you were to compare it to the cost of plywood 10 years ago, you can know that it's tremendous growth and tremendous price increases. And on top of that, there is a tremendous wood shortage. So in Guatemala, they're not as careful as Costa Rica when it comes to cutting down trees and replanting. So now we're having a wood shortage in Guatemala, which means that those pallets that are coming to Guatemala will have an increase in cost. With the dwindling forest resources, fully taking advantage of the no-cost raw material, which is coconut husk, because as we spoke, Coconut Investment Group has plenty of acreage, and we have over 72,000 trees that will be producing coconuts. The manufacturing of pallets, it is increasingly more significant and beneficial to the environment, as the future of pallets is in cocoa husk. So we are at the ground floor of developing this modern technique. So the pallet of the future is available today. Additionally, if you look at wood pallets, if you ever lifted one, you know that they're heavier, they're bulkier. So this creates an additional cost of shipment of goods. Additionally, it creates a problem in storage, as it takes an enormous amount of space to store. Our pallets that are made out of cocoa husk, it's the same thing as an eggshell carton, so you can fit one right inside the other, saving space. Our pallets not only meet, but they also exceed all strength tests and are 100% recyclable. So at the end of the use to the end consumer, 3 years down the line or 5 years down the line, these pallets can then be put through a grinder and can become mulch. So there's no waste. So let's look at what we're proposing to structure this cooperative in Costa Rica. Coconut Investment Group, we're proposing to establish a not-for-profit, which is called a cooperativa, here in Costa Rica. It has numerous benefits. We are expecting to fund the establishment of a child care center on our plant, and also medical care in our plant for the benefit of our employees and families, including those that work in the farms. The first community enrichment project that we're looking to establish is a public library in the city of Limon. Establishing the Cocoa Husk Factory as a cooperative or nonprofit, we would be essentially tax-free and duty-free. Considering the elevated import duties of goods and equipment into Costa Rica, plus the benefits to the community, all of us agree that this is a wise direction to head in for our corporation. Let's talk about why we're here. It's basically the ROI. What's our return on investment? The cocoa husk pallet manufacturing plant total investment is $2,255,733 in cost. And these are related to legal fees, working capital, asset purchases such as the pallet processing equipment, trucks, cats, etc. So our pallet production line will have 4 presses, one seamless operation that moves the cocoa husks across, and we will produce approximately 36,000 cocoa husk pallets monthly. Based on current market conditions, we expect to sell the yearly pallet production of 432,000 units at $11.50 each, which would generate an anticipated annual revenue of around a little over 4.9 million. The estimated net gain annually is a little over $3 million. This is a conservative sell price of the pallets in Costa Rica at $11.50. As I previously mentioned, the cost and the scarcity of wood pallets will increase. We know of at least 2 factories in Guatemala that used to produce wooden pallets. They're currently closed because they could not find the raw material. As the cost of these wooden pallets go up, we will increase our sales price as well to the client. So we'll be slightly underneath what a wooden pallet sells for. However, while their cost increases due to the raw material, our raw material cost does not go up based on our own supply chain being literally across the road. Coconut Investment Group will release 100 certificates of Costa Rica cooperative shares at a cost of $28,196 each. The minimum investment commitment is 2 certificates, or a total of $56,393. There is no maximum limit to the number of certificates that an investor can purchase. Coconut Investment Group retains 20 shares. After deducting community support of 10% of the net gain, the cocoa husk pallet processing plant generates an estimated ROI of $27,382.21 per share annually. So, at the conclusion of year 2 of full production, yields an estimated return of $54,764.42, or virtually the ROI of the initial 2 certificate minimum amount. The 5 largest shareholders will have a seat on the board of directors. You may sell your shares at any time you desire, and obviously the value of the shares will go up as production begins and as revenue is generated. The initial deposit is 5%, fully refundable if the project does not meet the 100% funding goal, and non-refundable if the investor pulls out before we have completion of the funding phase of the project. Balance on the other 95% is not due until such time as the project is fully committed. Let me just repeat that. You will get 5% is the deposit on your shares. If the project is not fully funded, that means 100% funded, it's refundable. However, if you decide to pull out before the funding phase of the project, then that portion, that 5%, is not refundable. However, the balance of the 95% is not due until the project is fully committed. At this time, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some frequently asked questions that hopefully will answer many of your concerns. And we've received these as we presented this project to other folks, and some of them are online. So let's get started with it. The first question is, from a sales perspective to prospective buyers of the cocoa husk pallets, what are the advantages for exporter? And I'll let Mr. Mitch Mejia, our sales director in the USA, to please respond and give a little bit further detail on this. Mitch?
Sure. Thank you, Nelson. Appreciate it. So basically, as Nelson briefly mentioned, the advantages here is that it's produced at a high temperature, so it really eliminates the need for meet the regulations of the ISPM 15, meaning free fumigation, free inspection, it's safe, durable, The round edges, it's designed to reinforce the rib of the actual pallet itself. And it's a longer lasting pallet. It's recyclable and you can be also reused, whether you're transporting back and forth to your locations, or you may want to use that as an advantage for your business model to incorporate and minimize your cost. Any broken pallets that are recyclable or reused can be crushed, and then it's turned into the material for new pallets such as mulch. It's a one-piece design, so you're not worrying about breakage and so forth. Spacing, of course, as we say, you're saving about 70% of space whenever you're loading a container. And it's also traditional wooden pallets. Typically, the height is about 7 meters. And obviously, it's a food grade pallet, flame retardant, and it's moisture resistant. Excuse me.
Thank you, Mitch. Here's a second question: is what documents will an investor receive when they invest? So, what documents will an investor receive when we invest? So I'll let Leo Salazar, our attorney, explain the contract that each investor will receive once they have an indication that they would like to move forward. So I'll let Leo talk about the contract that's developed. Leo?
Sure. Thank you, Nelson, and everybody. Yes, the investor will receive an investment agreement that will be the initial part to proceed with the move forward with the investment. In that document is very detailed and explains clearly and simply all this what Nelson has been indicating in terms of the amount, the prices, the ways of the means of payment and when that is due, and of course the benefits. Once the cooperative is formally created in Costa Rica, also the investors will receive their accreditations as members of the cooperative, and also they will be included, the 5 larger certificate owners in the board of directors of the cooperative. But everything is very straightforward and simple.
Thank you, Leo. That I want to remind everybody is that at the conclusion, you will receive a form that's developed by the Costa Rican government. And what it does, it'll ask you certain information. For example, what is your beneficiary? Those kind of details you'll get. So they get recorded as well. Thank you, Leo.
You're welcome.
Now we have another question that our technical team in Shanghai and Vietnam can answer for us. One of the questions that came up was, who tested the product for strength and does it meet all certifications? Robin Wu in Shanghai?
Yes, I'm here. Let me answer the question. Now it's the China Packaging Research and Test Center. We call it CPRTC. It's a Sino-French government technical cooperation project. It's the Center Inspection Lab, which includes the Transportation Packaging Lab and the Physical and Chemical Performance Lab of Packaging Materials. In this lab is where most of the instruments and the equipment introduced in the United States, France, Japan, and other countries. It's put through rigorous testing. The Coco husk pallet has passed the certification of CPRTC laboratory accreditation council according to inspection report and date for use. The certification is recognized in the Pacific Rim, including the United States, Canada, Japan, South Korea, EU, Australia, in addition to 50 countries and the regions with multiple recognition between the coordinate body. So the static load for pallets is 4 to 6 tons. The dynamic load is 1.5 to 2.5 tons. The test reported is signed by the CPRTC. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. And also, I'd like to add that Pallet Mac has also been involved in establishing 4 to 5, I believe, I'm not really sure, other pallet making processing centers around the world. So they're very experienced in this process. So thank you, Robin. The next question that came up, is it legal for a non-resident or citizen to own shares of property in Costa Rica? And the answer is absolutely yes, but I'll let Leo just give you a brief response to that. So Leo, can you answer, is it legal for a non-resident or citizen to own shares of property in Costa Rica?
Yes,
Leo?
correct, Nelson. Thank you. It is perfectly legal that anybody can either a foreigner with residency or without residency in Costa Rica to own any kind of property or shares or participation in this kind of institutions.
Okay, thank you, Leo. Here's the following question is, how is the marketing of the pallets forecasted to be? So we have a marketing team that you've already been introduced to in the USA, and I will let Marissa and Marinella provide a response to the question for you. Marissa, Marinella?
Thank you. This is actually the fun part. And a side note, Marissa and I actually used to work at a hardware store where we had to carry pallets, and they were very heavy. And so I'm very excited for these coconut pallets. Well, there are 4 main points that we're going to be concentrating when it comes to marketing and promoting the pallets. Number 1, we're going to be partnering up with eco-conscious organizations such as the Greenpeace, the World Wildlife Fund, and the Global Footprint Network. Those are the 3 major global eco-conscious organizations. There are other ones locally, but these are the 3 that we really want to concentrate on so we can spread the word on what we're doing here. Number 2 is press releases and media coverage. We do have an extensive background when it comes to broadcasting, not only in TV and radio. So we have a lot of connections with the major networks here in the United States and some in Central America. But we're not only just going to concentrate on those networks, we're also going to be concentrating on the eco-friendly outlets such as the Earth Times, the ENN, and the Sustainability Live.
That's right.
And
not only that, but we're also going to target the trade shows, which is very important. One of the biggest ones we're concentrating on right now is the Pack Expo, so that people could actually, the Pack Expo just recently happened.
So we'll be joining that next year, and we'll be able to display and showcase how the coconut pallet is made so that people can see the advantages of the, right.
Now, last but not least, which is our favorite, social media. We are living now in a digital world. So of course, we're going to push heavy on that. The website is currently being worked on. And with that being said, all social platforms will link back to the website, such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, all that. We're not only going to be creating blogs about the safety of these cocoa pallets and why we're doing it, but also we're going to be having reviews, showcasing reviews and testimonials. And, you know, we're talking about cocoa, right? Cocoa pallets. How fun could that be? But that's our job, to make this and make it interesting for the people to watch through social media and through the website.
Thank you, girls. By the way, there was no technical difficulty there. It's not one person that looks like it's a reflection of the other. It's actually 2 people. Okay,
we're twins.
No. Okay, so let's keep going. Bye, girls. Thank you. Is there a question is there a market for pallets in the USA? And I throw that back to Mitch. Mitchell, can you give us a little update on that?
Yeah, Nest. The global market for pallets, just pressed pallets right now, it's roughly about, as of 2020, over $46 billion. And it's anticipated to grow, you know, at a healthy rate of 3.28% from 2021 through 2027. So there is a market, extensive, obviously, and with the slew of logistics demands that are higher now. You know, the FMI is estimating that the molded wood pallets revenue is expected to reach almost $4.6 billion by 2033. and up 2.7 billion for this year alone. So the market is there, and it's going to continue to grow. So definitely a great time to participate or jump on board, as Nelson mentioned at the beginning.
Thank you, Mitch. I'd like to also add a little here to what Mitch has said. Sales of pallets in Costa Rica. I mentioned the big 5 users of pallets in Costa Rica. So there is a big market in Costa Rica, but also the movement of goods between Central American countries is tax-free. So there is no taxing moving products from here to Guatemala or whatever. Guatemala is also home to Chiquita banana. And Chiquita banana here literally has probably 40 square miles of planted banana trees. And they're even bigger in Guatemala. So there's a market for this. It's an unbelievable market, and it's just going to continue to grow as wooden pallets are becoming harder to manufacture. So thank you, Mitch. So let's shoot over to this other question is, how is the shipping of pallets? And I'd like to throw it over to Anthony. Anthony, could you give a little response on that?
Yes, there are 2 ports in Costa Rica. One is Limon on the Caribbean side, servicing the east coast of the U.S., the ports of the New Orleans and Houston. By this, it easily facilitates shipping to South America, the Middle East, and Europe. The port of Caldera on the Pacific side of Costa Rica actually services the west coast of the U.S. plus west coast of the South Americas, Asia, and Australia. They are shipped in a dry container, which is set to fit approximately 1,700 pallets.
Thank you, Anthony. And you remember what I said, that the pallets fit, it's like an egg carton where you can fit one into the other. And like Mitchell said before, there's a big advantage to and savings to this. Is there an ample supply of raw materials? I'd like to turn this over for this answer to Humberto Chang. Will be able to give you an answer, and I will translate for him. But also he has some other things to show us in the process. So Humberto? Humberto, I think you may have your...
Might be on mute. Yeah.
El micrófono, Humberto, está en mute, por favor. Mueve para que no esté apagado.
Hello, hello.
Oh, ahí va, Humberto. Ok, dale.
Okay, yes, Mr. Nelson. Here we have enough raw material to maintain the factory. Okay, okay. In the past, the exporter like to send the cocoa in this way. Okay, let's say this way, completely. Okay, and to reduce the cost, the transportation cost, they prefer to peel here in Costa Rica and send only this. Okay. And this is the
husk.
Coconut shell. It's more than 60% of the fruit, okay? So, for the exporter, one of the big problems is that they don't know what to do with this. Because in Costa Rica, it's prohibited to burn, okay? Now I will show you how we peel the coconut in Costa Rica, okay? Give me a few seconds. Okay, this is my house. This is your house also. Okay, we will cut some coconut from my yard, and we will peel now around 10 coconuts, okay? Elmer is the fastest peeler around here. He peels around 1,400 coconuts per day. And we will cut down the cocoa. Apénlo. Ya.
We're all good as long as the coconut doesn't hit the fella in the head.
So why does going on now? Nelson, tell us a little bit about this tree. I know you've been working on different varieties of.
Yeah, that's not the
perfect
variety.
one or that hybrid version.
Yeah, this is not the tree that we plant. We plant ours are literally grow up to 6 to 7 feet. So our trees are a lot shorter than that, but because of internet and Wi-Fi, we couldn't be out in our
No me importa que se caiga.
So yeah, our trees are 6 feet tall, and our
Corta el
cutter
mecate, no importa, la hoja, todo, un sol. ¿Qué carajo?
There we go.
Okay. Okay, this is Elmer.
Elmer's got his big shirt on. That's the tool that's used right there. Humberto, dile que lo ponga en el sol más para que se vea mejor.
En el sol, Elmer, por favor, no se ve. Hazte un poquito para el sol, por favor. Ok, perfecto. Ahí, listo.
There it is. That's one. And that's peeling the husk off the coconut shell. Te enseña la caja que queda.
Okay, more than the 60% are coconut shell, and it's prohibited to burn it. Okay, that's the first raw material we have. Then after we have the oil palm leaves. They will cut it now. We cut the fruit every week, and we must cut 5 or 6 leaves every time we cut per tree. Okay. Okay, and the third raw material we have is the sawdust. Around here we have about 4 wood processors that make a lot of waste. Okay, and have around 8 wood pallet factory. Another raw material that we can have here is the sugar cane. Okay, and so that's why we guarantee that there is enough raw material to maintain the factory. Okay.
Gracias, Humberto. Thank you, Humberto. And like Odalis said previously, Humberto is the expert in coconuts here in Costa Rica, and we're happy to have him as part of our family. So, gracias, Humberto.
Con gusto, don Neto.
Gracias, Pedro. If you're interested in pursuing this investment opportunity, please send us an email to CIG, Costa Rica @gmail.com. That's CIG, Costa Rica @gmail.com. And in return, you will receive the contract that Leo Salazar, our attorney, spoke about, and further instructions regarding the 5% deposit to hold your shares. Coconut Investment Group will officially maintain the commitment period for six months for the purchase of shares. But please, everybody know that we are rapidly moving towards the 100% goal, as we are at nearly 42% committed. There's been a couple of questions that have come in. In the essence of time, we will be emailing the responses to you early next week. And also we'll be emailing everybody a copy of this meeting. So I want to thank all our team in Costa Rica, our team in the US, and our team in Shanghai and in Vietnam for their participation. And right now, I'm off to the races, and I give it back to Dallas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nelson, and our Coconut Investment Group team for your participation. You guys did amazing, and we're so proud to have you. And like Nelson said, indeed, we are a family here in Costa Rica and all over the world. As a reminder, we will be sending out copies, as Nelson mentioned, of the presentation. Also, I wanted to thank everyone at this time, the rest of the group that joined us, and thank you for attending the Coconut Investment Group Coconut Husk Pallet Conference, and we really look forward to hearing from you soon. As we say here in beautiful Costa Rica, pura vida. Another thing I'd like to add is that in our Coconut Investment Group is our Coconut Investment Group's slogan, which is changing lives one coconut at a time. Pura vida, everybody.
Pura vida.
All right.